everybody. I am so excited. I am here in Philadelphia, and for the first time, I'm about to view, and you are too, we're about to go on the tour of the new edifice in the campus of Liberty Temple, Full Gospel Church of Philadelphia. And so I haven't seen the Jameses yet since I've been here. So come on, let's go. Let's take our tour.
Well, hello.
Hey, hey, y'all.
Good to see you.
What's going on? Good
Come
to
on
see
in.
you. Look at you.
So good to see you. Come
Hey.
on in. Watch your step.
Bless you.
Bless you. Y'all got a sign and everything. Oh my goodness.
Yes, indeed.
Wow.
So welcome.
Thank you.
It is
Somebody
pleasure.
running from the camera.
Yeah, people running from the camera. So
Oh wow.
this is the main sanctuary coming in. This is the foyer area, and here obviously we had to completely redo everything here. So everything that you see we've done. The walls, the floors, all of this is just completely brand new.
Wow. I know them.
Yes, right. They're very familiar people. So here we are. The main sanctuary, it seats 350 people in here, but we also have an overflow area over there. But this was a lot of work, but it is very, it really represents the same thing that we were kind of raised in when we came from Chicago. All of what you see, the members did. So from laying floors, carpet, walls, pulling up, gutting out, all of this work, all of this was done by the membership.
Okay, so it didn't look like this when you...
No, we have before and after pictures, promise you, it did not look like this at all.
Okay.
All right? So it was completely, it was just an older setting, older congregation that had it for quite a while.
Okay.
And so when we came in, everything was left, so we had to get all of that stuff out first. Yeah, it did not look like this. I don't want you to,
Wow.
it's been liberized.
Okay.
That's what we call it.
Liberized.
Liberized.
Okay. Y'all heard that. Liberized.
There it is. It's been liberized. So we're going to turn this into a cafe. We've already changed out the floors, ripped up the floors, laid new flooring, and did the painting. And we're going to turn all of this into a cafe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This is nice.
Yeah. And so it can serve actually both as a overflow area, because as you can see directly into here. Mm-hmm. But we're going to use it multi-purpose, but it's going to be a cafe. It's going to look really nice when we put it together.
Well, no,
Absolutely.
or can you not bring coffee into the sanctuary?
We're praying about it. So I'm sorry. So we have a total of 5 bathrooms in this facility. The downstairs bathrooms obviously service the banquet facility, which we'll see later. But this is bathrooms that we've had to redo. And we're very proud of what we've done. We had to lay all new flooring all throughout, all new commodes. We're still laying the mirrors and things of that nature. But everything that you see on here is just about really modernizing the bathrooms.
I remember this.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
From the
if you
other
notice,
location.
well, but it has great value because this is our spiritual father. So all throughout the facility, we still have elements of Apostle and things that he has. We call it kind of a little museum, right? But it's just kind of spread. He spread all throughout the process. So you'll see all of these portraits are portraits from Apostle Turner. All right.
You all been working.
We've been working.
Because everything is brand spanking new.
Yes.
So this is what's going to be the boardroom right now.
Wow.
You know, the hallmark of our location is really around training. So we do a lot of training. So this is going to be a training center, like a conference room. So we call it the boardroom. Mm-hmm. So this particular room is what we all call Malachi all across the network.
Okay.
And so here is going to be for the finance
Okay.
Again, this was
This is a
nursery.
large Malachi room.
Yeah, it was a nursery.
Lots of money. Lots of money.
There we go, right? But it was a nursery.
Yes. And this facility is how many square feet?
17,000.
17,000 square feet. Wow.
17,000.
Okay.
All right, there's a total of 4 business offices upstairs that they were utilizing as such. But this was more of a kind of a living room and where they had their meetings. The previous location had it. So we're just going to turn it into business offices. All right, so we're getting ready to go downstairs. This is a banquet facility. It can seat up to 175 people.
Okay.
Full service commercial kitchen in the back.
Okay.
We just are going to update it. Now this is the kitchen area that we were talking about. And as I said before, you know, obviously multiple scenes, but it's set up in a commercial style. The infrastructure, let me say it that way. Can you turn those lights on? The infrastructure is in place, but it just needs to be updated. It needs to be modernized,
So this
right?
is the next phase.
This is the next phase.
Yeah.
This room is going to be like a STEM center, a STEAM center. So all of the state-of-the-art technology, because we wanted to have an after-school program and something that actually serviced the community. So, you know, you see your projector, you see the screen, right? And it's just going to be a very large state-of-the-art room. And I'll even allow for people who want to have business meetings in here as well, because it's going to be set up very much like that conference style.
Okay.
But it's for the purpose of us, because one of the keys that have been very effective for us is our partnerships with school systems, right?
Wow.
And so one of the first things that we've done, especially with the upcoming Community Day, is that we partnered with one of the schools here. So we're doing our back to school on site, but then they also want us to come on their site too when they're doing it with the parents. So we've already created those type of partnerships. So having a space like that, state of the art, would be really impactful.
Absolutely.
Right? Again, we have to do some work in here.
Yeah.
A bridal boutique. I mean, a bridal suite. So you didn't get a chance to see this part, but you know, things like the chairlift, to being able to service you know, those that need assistance with climbing stairs and things of that nature.
Oh, wow.
So this was, I thought was a huge piece. When I saw it, I was like, oh God, I love that.
Hello, everybody. Today is a very, very special day and broadcast because I am here in Philadelphia with my brother and my sister, Apostle Early James and Pastor Rhonda James. So now, 19 years later, I cannot believe it's been 19 years. This church is almost 20 years old. Now we are sitting here with the current senior leadership, Apostle Early and his beautiful wife, and she really is beautiful inside and out, Pastor Rhonda James, and we're so excited. We're at their new edifice and the official opening and revealing of this campus. Yeah. And this is a campus. It is 17,000 square feet. I almost needed a break after walking around. See, we wanted them to share with you, our Liberty family, a little bit about their journey and their process of getting all the way here. And so for some of you audience that may or may not know, because we have New Liberty family that don't always know, this couple began in Chicago. They were transplanted from Chicago to here in Philadelphia. And so let's begin by starting right there and talk a little bit about that process for those who don't know how this came about, how you all came about moving from, like, what made you do that? Like, who does that? Because their pastor,
Apostle Clifford,
makes a request. But tell them about how that came about.
Yeah, we were married in December of what? 2023. There you go. No,
2023.
Sorry, 20.
She just told me, she was like, let me tell the dates. Right. But she said 2023.
2003.
Okay, 2003. And January of that year, we were in prophetic conference in Chicago. And I believe the speaker was Apostle Pam Vanette at the time.
Okay.
And at the end, she prophesied that the next church that you all were to plant was in Philadelphia.
Okay.
And so we're sitting in the congregation, and that just kind of registered when I heard it. But, there was nothing else to it. It was just kind of a moment. I'm like, oh, Philadelphia. I'm like, yeah. And so then when Apostle and you came back in town, because I believe you all were in San Diego at the time, you came back in town, Apostle pulled us into the hospitality room at the time. He said, I want you and your wife to be on that crusade that we're going to do. Because by the time you all came home, there was a crusade. That's just kind of how he was.
Right.
He wasn't even
Absolutely.
in the building, and then he's already on the crusade. So, so we came to the crusade in June of 2004.
Okay.
And from there, obviously a very successful crusade. And then came back home. I'm in my job because the apostle shopped at a store that was across from me.
Okay.
And so his armor bearer at that time comes into my office and he's like, Apostle Turner's outside. He wants you to come outside. I'm like, okay. Right. So I go outside and he said, the Lord spoke to me. We decided to plant a church in Philadelphia. And I want you and your wife to be on the team. There was about 3 couples that he had at the time.
Okay.
To alternate with you all as you're going around to come to minister. So we did that. We went, and that was a 2-year period. And the next thing was coming to the hospitality room. So every time we've ever come into the hospitality room, we always knew, okay, this is about to be a dramatic shift.
You all had that look. You all
right?
had that look like, what is this about?
Yeah. You were sitting there,
Yeah.
so you saw us, right? And but at that point, he was like, the Lord spoke to him, and he wanted us to take a step of faith. And I need you to relocate to Philadelphia. And he kind of, I'm gonna give you 24 hours. That's what he said. It was a Sunday night, 24 hours, but we already knew from that time when he said it, because everything that we were seeing, there was a commercial that Southwest Airlines had, and if you remember, they used to post all those cities. It's like dun 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 dun. And so that commercial, it always ended on Philadelphia. Every time we saw it, it was Philadelphia. So it was like God had that commercial like in front of us all the time.
Wow. So
he was dealing with us about Philly. So by the time he said, I want you to relocate to Philly, we already knew. And the answer was immediately yes.
But I want to talk a little bit about the fact that, it's been said that it really doesn't take a long time to do the tasks that it takes to be successful. But what takes the time is to become the person that can do the tasks to be successful. So I want you to share with everyone what's the greatest lesson that you can just kind of pull out. I know there are many.
Yeah.
But in your pastoring, planting, and plowing in the kingdom, what would both of you say would be your greatest lesson?
You want to go first?
I'll go first. One of the things that Apostle Early has taught here is to know who you are, why you're here, and what's your purpose. And I think that's been the greatest thing. It was easy to know that Early was here to pastor the church in Philadelphia, but I had to also know what was my purpose, why I was called. I was also called to Philadelphia, and it wasn't just Early. I was also
yes.
called. What was my greatest thing was just finding out who was Rhonda, why did Rhonda come here, and what's my purpose. And in that, I had to learn over the years how to be patient, and I could see myself, because I wanted to just mention that when we came on the assignment, we were evangelists.
Right.
Then God promoted us to elders.
Yep.
Now, I never even thought of myself to even be pastoring, doing anything of what we're doing here.
You never considered that?
Never.
Not at all.
When I came to Liberty was so large. I was sitting in the back, Apostle was way up in the front, and I was thinking he would never know my name, he would even never know who I was. But to look at where I've been to all of his homes, stayed with all of his homes, close to yourself, and to him before he went home to be with the Lord. But pastor, no one in my family is in ministry. I'm really the only one on my father's side and mother's side that's in ministry. So So I didn't have could look in through my family and say, oh, there's a bunch of pastors or evangelists. I didn't have any of that. So just really, understanding that, I've been called and that God called me here too, and just to learn over the years of, maturing in that leadership that God wants me to be. Because I didn't have no clue. Because again, I was like, early, you go to the front, I'll do the administration in the background. That's what I wanted to do, but not knowing that God had all of this, and then just to see coming from, just being a member, then being an evangelist, then the elder, and then now a pastor, and even seeing early in his transitioning to an apostle. I never, this wasn't in my mind that this would ever take place with me, that how God wanted to use me. So one of the things I would say is that you have to be patient and allow God to mature you and to grow you, and be open wherever the path God wants you to. Because I could have just settled as being, I just wanted to be an elder, but God has something greater for me, and just being open to that. So really learning who I am, why I'm here, and what's my purpose.
So what does this building, which is beautiful, by the way, listen, I'm just blown away by, just you all's ability to transfer the vision and transfer the spirit of our founder and our leader, in terms of, he was a decorator.
He was a decorator.
He was phenomenal. He had so many, and I see the same spirit here. What does this building mean to you all? What does it represent?
It represents his legacy. If he was to walk through here, when we came in here, it was like, Apostle would love this.
He would eat this up.
We could just see him saying, I want this here. And we literally could just feel him walking through this building with us, especially after the renovation, and how proud he would be of the building and what it represents. I see this building being open 24/7. Some of the things that he said that he saw in Chicago, I see that same thing here in Philadelphia. But this would not just be a church, but it'd be a resource that people, whatever the need is in the community, they can come here at liberty to be. And it's just, I'm still in awe, because God did this. We're not that smart to us to be here. God did this. We know who did this, and we are still unpacking, because there's a greater purpose of why God has us here in this community than what we see right now. And I'm super excited. I can't wait to see what God's going to do.
Wow.
For me, it symbolizes we were here. Liberty. Right? Being a part of the crusade and what we went through to get that, and how we had to set up and break down every service on different levels of the hotel, and standing out on the dock the night that we're leaving, and packing up crates and what have you, getting no sleep that night, and go take a shower and get on a plane to go back home, right? All of that sacrifice, all of the hands, the many hands, your hand, Apostle Turner, Apostle Lathan, the different people that were a part of the crusade teams of that time, and all of that, it shows liberty was here.
Wow.
That means everything to me. Give me a second.
Wow.